Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Anchor Snake here. Hope y'all are doing great today. Today I got something a little bit different. It's not a ship review. This is or not a game review so much as about this ASD stuff. This is about what happens, what can happen sometimes when the game has problems. And I haven't seen this problem since the 324 era. It was very common. Matter of fact, I ended 324 with my player being locked in a dead shard. And it's exactly what happens to me during this game while I was playing this ASD mission. This was my second mission. And the game crashed. And I don't know how or why, but it crashed. And my player become locked in this dead shard. And so I had the camera, video was rolling, and it recorded all of it, and it recorded the steps that I took to try to get out of this thing, and that's what this video is about today. How do you get your player out of a locked shard? Not every step is going to work for you. Maybe one or two of them might work for you, but in this case, I had to go through all of the steps. And basically log off for the night and come back the next day before it was all said and done with. And that's how difficult this can be. So without further ado, let's get into it, y'all. Thanks for watching. All right, so this is the engineering wing. If you haven't been here yet, yeah. So the first time I came here, first time I did one of these engineering wings, right over that balcony right there, looking down, there was a couple dudes I had to take out. But at this particular location, there wasn't anybody there. But there was those Valkyrie worm looking things, as you're about to see. But I'm looking for loot, man. I love it. I love scavenging for loot, especially snacks and drinks. You can't beat snacks and drinks. That was great. Snacks, drinks, and ammo. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I was really enjoying this new thing here. You see, there was dudes there the last time. Not this was a different location, so you can see the worm over there. And I'm just sitting here looking at it like, okay. Just looking around for loot. I don't know all the locations where stuff is at yet, so I'm still pretty new to this, but just taking my time. Looking for that worm, see if I could get a shot on him. And boom. The game has crashed. So what do? It's not a server failure. It's just completely crashed. Okay. But I sit there and wait and see if maybe it'll come back to life, but it never does. So it finally crashes to desktop, and so I close it. It's wanting you to do that verify thing. It go in and verify your install and all that blah blah blah. This was a couple days ago. As you can see, it was the 18th. I believe last it was the 19th of August. So it's a couple days ago. So I log back in. Just want to see if we'll maybe logging back in will. Sometimes, when you have problems, you get kicked out. the game will remember where you were at. It'll take you right back to that spot. It happens quite a bit. Sometimes the game just crashes, but if you can get back in quickly enough, you'll get right back to where you're at. See, launch facility. That's great. You know, what is it? Efficient velocity is the shard. Okay, efficient velocity. Logs back in, boom. See the game put me right back. It moved a little bit, and you also see that I don't have my weapon drawn, right? So it's crashed again. I end up having to close the program again and go back to desktop. Try it again. I don't like to lose at checkers. So I log back in again, and I'm going to try it one more time. And of course, it's not going to work. Same thing. It didn't work. So when it's happened again, that's when I begin to think, okay, am I locked in? Is the shard dead? Am I locked in a dead shard? And that's what I pretty much figured was going on at this point. But now I start to think about it. I was like, So one of the easiest ways to tell once you get back in the game if the shard is locked, and I'll show you what it looks like. If you've never seen it before, now if you're an old timer, you can probably stop watching the video and go on about your day and have a good one. Thanks for stopping by and checking it out. But if you're new, and just say you just started in 4.0, there's probably a good chance you haven't encountered this problem. It hasn't happened that much in 4.0. It hasn't happened to me once in 4.0 since 4.0. This is the first time it's happened. So, at least to me. So, I'm gonna go to persistent universe. No, check it out. So, you see how all that's grayed out? You see how you can't select the servers? That means your shard is locked. That's how you know. It keeps wanting to put me right back to that same spot. See how it's all locked out? That's how you know that you're in a locked shard. That's how you know. So one of the first things you can try is you can try to go to Arena Commander. And sometimes if you select another server, sometimes it'll pull you out of there. Sometimes it'll pull your player out of there. This is the first thing you want to try and see if it'll work. So I'm going to go to Arena Commander, and you need to go and select a different server location. So I'm going to select the Australian server, and I'm going to just start a game. Don't matter. Start one of the games. And just let it load. Let it go and get into the game. Just let it get into the game, and then you can get out. And what we're going to do is we're going to see if it pulls us out of that lock shard. Sometimes it will. Sometimes it will. So. Sometimes you just get in there and then get back out. And then we want to check to see, did it pull us out of that? Once we get back to the menu, you want to see, did it pull you out of the shard? So you go down to persistent unit. So it's still in that aux facility, but see how now it's showing me on this Australian server. And it's all grayed out. all the rest of them are grayed out. I'm still locked. Efficient velocity. See, it's the same exact shard that I was locked into. So I think I log in just to see if it does anything, and it's not going to. It's going to be locked, hard locked. So I get out of it. I basically, alt tab. It's definitely locked up. So the first thing you're gonna do, you want to log in, and you want to hit that little tilde key. It's that little button above the tab. And so as soon as the game starts, one of the first steps you want to try is go in there and hit quit as the game is loading. And that's the first step. So when it gets to the loading screen, when it actually right here, you just type quit and hit enter. Okay. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to log out of the RSI launcher. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to log it completely out. Okay. The next thing we're going to go to the command prompt, and we're going to open up run as administrator. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, you're going to type ipconfig /release. But basically, we're going to go into basically this old folks. That's DOS. It's called command prompt, and we're going to type ipconfig /release and hit enter. Okay. That's what we're going to do. We're going to hit release /enter. Then we're going to type in ipconfig /renew /renew. Hit enter. And then we're going to type in ipconfig /flushdns and hit enter. And once we've done that, we're going to restart the computer. Okay. And this is after the restart. So I'm back in the game, and I've got to log back into Star Citizen. You got to go through the motions of that. I'm logging back. This is doubt. I'll talk about that later. But I'm getting back into hoping that this thing is going to work. And what you want to do is you want to go back and you want to check the server. That server thing is the giveaway. Before you even log into the game, you'll be able to tell if you're still locked or not. Those steps we're trying to see if that would unlock the steps that we just flush in the DS and resetting your IP configs and stuff like that to see if that will unlock you in the game. But sometimes it will, and sometimes it won't. But these are the steps you have to take. So when I get back into the game, I'm going to check and see if I'm still locked in that server. So you hit persistent universe. You see it still has me locked because it still has me at the Onyx facility. It still has me on the Australian server. So The next thing after that is going to be, you have to do a character reset. That's going to be your next step. And what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go into your account, and you're going to have to do a player reset, and it's in the edit. You go down, you see where it says character repair. You're going to click on that, and you're going to request a repair. And I usually just type something in there. In this case, I'm pretty frustrated at this point. Just put players locked in a shard. And what you're going to have to do, once you get something, you're going to have to type something. You got to type your password in. Okay. So you type your password in, and then you're going to hit submit. Now here's the thing. I would recommend, don't come back. Give the server at least an hour to try to reset. Don't just log out of the game, go do something else, get yourself a cup of coffee or whatever your favorite beverage is, and at least wait an hour before you try to get back in. At this point, I was done for the evening. I was kind of upset because, you know, it is frustrating, but that's just the nature of this game. You know, they released this update with this new thing in it, and it's new, and it's glitchy and buggy, and like every update is. But yeah, at this point, I was done for the day. I was done for the evening. I just went and did something else. All right, so here we are the next day. So I'm gonna log back in, and I was really enjoying that ASD mission. That was pretty cool. I mean, it was really neat, man. I hated that it locked out like that, and in that mission, it just really leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Because just the way it looks inside there, it looks really, really cool. It looks legit like people were trying to get out of there in a hurry. But here we are, we're back logging in. You're going to see, so I'm going to select persistent universe. And you can see it says new Babbage. And now you can see the servers are all selectable. That's how you know that you're out of that locked shard. It's no longer the aux facility. So I'm going to log back in. And then you're going to see, obviously, I'm in a completely different server. The other one was like efficient velocity or something. Now I'm in dynamic equilibrium. So that fixed it. That's what fixed it for me. And hopefully, if you get yourself into a locked shard, those steps will fix it for you. I'm going to... The game's going to load up, and it's going to load me directly into my hangar, which I love. Thank you, CIG, for that. I love it. All right, guys. So here we are. We're back on my desktop. I wanted to go back over the steps one more time, just so it's clear as mud. The very first thing, if you find yourself locked in a shard, you're going to know, because it's going to be because of some type of game glitch, server failure, whatever the case may be. What you want to do is you want to check the servers. If it's all grayed out, like I showed you in the video, you're locked in a shard. Okay. The first thing you're going to want to do is on your computer, on your keyboard, right above the tab key, there is a little wavy looking line. That's the tilde key. So you want to start the game, and when the game is loading up, hit that tilde key and just type in quit. Do that first. Then the next thing you want to do, let me get back here. So the next thing you're going to do is you want to go in and you want to log out of your account. Just log out of it completely. Okay. That would be your next step. And then the next thing you're going to do, you want to go down here to the search bar, and you want to type in command prompt. And this is going to be here. So when you see it, what you want to do, you want to type in, you want to right click on your mouse, so it's the right click, and you want to click run as administrator. You want to open that up, and it's not really getting much bigger, but we'll see if we can. Want to just type in. So what you want to do is you want to type in ipconfig /release. Okay. And you want to hit enter. I'm not going to do it here. And then after it does what the screen will run some stuff, and then you're going to come back and you're going to type in renew. Okay. And these are networking tools. I'm not a network guy. I don't understand all the details of that. It's just networking things. It's doing stuff with your IP address and stuff. And the last thing you want to type in after it's done all that is Flushdns. Okay. And what this is, so this utility clears the DNS, which is domain name system resolver cache. It says this cache, and I made a note of it because it was kind of interesting. This cache stores the mappings of the domain names that point to IP addresses. Basically, I guess it helps your computer run faster. So when you flush it, it removes all the entries off of your computer. And when it logs back in, it forces your computer to go back and request new DNS information. So all of these things are networking steps and attempts to break that connection between your computer and the CIG server, and in hopes of, in the process of refetching that information, will maybe pull you out of that shard. That's the way I understand it. If I'm completely off base here, guys, let me know. I fix air conditioners, and I used to fix airplanes, and I know enough about a computer to be dangerous. That's about it. So after you've done all that, restart your computer. Okay. And after your computer relaunches, you want to go back in. We'll just close out of that. You obviously want to go back in and log back into your launcher. And when the game, then start the game, launch the game. And when the game launches, we'll just log in here real quick. I'm not gonna actually play, but we'll log back in, and I'll show you. Give it a minute to log in. So when you log back in, all right, so once it loads back up, you want to hit the persistent universe, okay? And this is how you know. If you can select these things, if it's selectable, you're not locked in a shard. That's how you know. If you still find yourself locked in a shard, all this stuff will not be selectable. Whatever shard you're locked into, you won't be able to select anything. So if you still find yourself locked into a shard, what you're going to want to do is just go ahead and just log out. What you're going to want to do is you want to go ahead and just log back out, because you're not going to be able to go anywhere. You're going to want to come up here to your character, and you're going to click edit. You're going to go down here and click character repair. Type in whatever, and then just put in your password. Just type in whatever. Hey, I'm locked in a shard. Whatever, I'm locked in shard so-and-so. I don't need to do a character. Once you've done that, once you've put in your password, hit submit. Okay. We're not going to do that, obviously, here, because I don't need to. But then give it at least a minimum of an hour for it to chew on it. And then if you come back in an hour and you're able to select a new server, if you see that you're out of the shard, you're great, but if you're still locked in it, the only thing left that I know to do would be to go up here where it says support. Go to help, not issue counselor, go to help center. Okay, what you're going to want to do is you want to submit a request. So we're going to hit that button, and then we're going to go down here, put your email address in. Obviously, if it's got a red deal, it needs this. So put your email address in, put whatever I need help, maybe pick something and just put it in there. Don't care. Subject line, hey, I'm locked in a shard, so and so. If you know this, if you know the shard name, put that in there. Come all the way down to the bottom and put the description. Hey, while I was playing ASD mission, my character, the game froze and it locked me in a shard. I've done all of these steps to try to get out. List everything you've done. And all the steps you did and the order that you did it in, and just say none of these steps have worked. Please help me unlock, get me out of the locked shard, whatever the case may be. If you have any videos, if you took any screenshots, this is a place you can add this to the ticket, and you hit submit. These guys are going to contact you through email. It won't. It might be a day or two before they get to you. Just be patient. Okay, I know it's frustrating because you've paid money to play this game and you can't. I understand it. Trust me, I understand the frustration with it. Give them opportunity to try to fix it. And that's all that I know to do. Short of maybe going back into Spectrum and maybe, hey guys, I'm locked in the shard. These are all the steps I've done. I've submitted a ticket to CIG, waiting on them to respond. Anything else that you guys think that I could try? It's worth a shot. There's a lot of very smart people playing this game, and folks that have been playing it for a long time. They might be like, oh, this is what you need to do. If you've done all that, try doing this, and maybe they can get you out of that jam. I hope this gets you, I hope that resolves the issue and gets you back in the game, because it is frustrating. Like I said, this is a very rare thing that happened to me, and it hasn't happened since 324 error. But if it happens to you, try these steps and hopefully it'll get you going again. Anyway, guys, I didn't mean to go so long. I wanted to, this wasn't a planned video. It just happened. And so I figured, here's an opportunity. Maybe I can help some of the new guys. Shoot, maybe even some of the old ones. It's been so long since it's happened, you may have forgotten some of these steps, because this was a common thing. And it was so common, in fact, that a lot of guys created alternate accounts just so they could play the game while they waited for a new update to come out. Because if you get hard, I was hard locked into the shard at the conclusion of 3-24, that I couldn't play. It never unlocked until the game updated to 4.0. So anyway, y'all, hopefully this will help you out. If the video wasn't complete trash, please consider giving me a thumbs up. That'd be awesome. And if you're new to the channel and you like the content, please consider subscribing. It would be great. At least lets me know that what I do, it has a little bit of value. I hope it does. Anyway, you guys, y'all take care, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.